What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Stephen J. And I'm here with Simply Steve, who just graduated, by the way. Class of 2012 of Popka High School.
14. Class of 2014.
What did I say?
Class of 2012.
Class of 2014, Popka High, Popka, Florida. And we're talking about wrestling. Let's get right into it.
Are we going to talk about Payback?
We're going to talk about Payback. Man, I was too tired. I think I saw maybe 2 matches. That was Cesaro versus Sheamus, which I would say for me was my match of the night. I really liked the match because they were just going back and forth. And I'm trying to think, who else did I see? I don't really remember, but go through the results for, we're going to do Payback, then we're going to get right into Raw. Then we're going to talk about what happened to him. That's a new segment. We're going to talk about what happened to him. And what I mean by what happened to him, we're going to go like guys that were just stars on the verge to superstardom and just what happened to him. So, so we're going to go through a few wrestlers. So you got the Payback results?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to talk Payback. So hold on. The big question of the night was what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan. Was he going to relinquish the title, or was Brie Bella going to get fired? So let's just talk about that first. Daniel Bryan didn't quit, which again, as a wrestling fan, I totally agree with what Stephanie said on Monday Night Raw, that she says he hasn't defended the title in over 31 days. It's always been a rule that you have to defend the title once every 30 days. Daniel Bryan has not done it. For me, what's best for business is that he be stripped of the title and guaranteed a title shot once he comes back. But if he can't defend the title, I'm sorry, you got to give up the belt.
This is Stephanie we're talking about, and they don't like Daniel Bryan. So Daniel Bryan gives up the title. As John Cena said, he knows he will not get another shot.
Okay, we'll talk about that as well. So,
alright, anyway. So in the pre-show, El Torito beat Hornswoggle in a mask versus hair match.
Again, the Bull Boy versus the midget Hornswoggle. Again, who cares? It was fun the first time. It was a little funny the second time. The third time, it was like, okay, we've seen this already. The fourth time, it's like, yeah. Fifth time, it was like, okay, is that all you got? Seventh time, it's like, yo, what else is on TV? I'm sick and tired of it. They're running it into the ground like they did with Santino versus Fandango every week for about 2 months. So I don't care.
Alright, so then it was Sheamus versus Cesaro, which was a good match.
That was my match of the night. I did see that match. I was only working off a 2 hour sleep. But again, that was my match of the night. It was a very, 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 very good, entertaining match. Non-stop action. They're going back and forth, kicking out of each other's pins and this and whatever. The fact that Sheamus won with a small package, I did not see that. Everyone thought once he did the swing, I didn't think that it was going to be over once he did the swing. He did it 21 times. But my thing was, he took too long. He swung it, so I think he got dizzy himself, but he swung Sheamus around 21 times, and then he just lollygagged around the ring for about maybe 30 seconds before he decided to go in for the pin. He goes in for the pin, Sheamus hits him with a small package, bam. First of all, it's been a long time since you've seen a wrestler actually do the small package move. But it's a classic move. I can't say, you know, I know a lot of people look for the bro kick or whatever, or white noise or whatever. But with the small package win, I'll take it.
Me too.
Alright, so then it was Ryback will beat Cody Rhodes and Goldust as they continue their losing streak.
I did see that match. I really didn't care. Cody's gonna be one of my things. What happened? That's my daughter, Sarai. You just kicked the thing. What else?
Rusev beat Big E by submission.
That was actually a pretty good match. I will give. That was a pretty decent match. Nobody wants to see your face. Anyway, that was a good match. Rusev versus Big E. Especially when Big E basically speared him from this from the top of, not the top of the ring, but through the ropes, and they landed. That was because at first, you know, when the match started, the crowd really wasn't in it. I think they were chanting. Were they chanting CM Punk?
I think, I'm not sure. Or
they were chanting something else. But they, in the beginning of the match, they really wasn't into it. But once Sarai, get here. Once Big E speared Rusev through the ropes, the crowd really got into the match. I didn't like the ending where Big E tapped out to the, I'm going to say it kind of looks like a camel clutch. But I can't believe that Big E tapped out. I still think you either, here's how you're going to get Rusev over as a heel. You got to give him someone that can compete with him. Again, you mentioned Kurt Angle will be great. Yeah, Kurt Angle will be great. If I don't know if I know he's still in TNA. I don't know if he's re-signed. The last word I saw was
I remember seeing him. He was hurt or something like that right now.
Yeah, I know he's hurt, but I know his contract was up. But the last time I heard was that he was going to re-sign with TNA. And I know I saw an interview a while ago where they talked to him about is he ever going to come back to WWE, and he said no because the schedule at TNA is much lighter. Like they have to on WWE, I think they do 300 events a year. Where TNA, you're paid based off of when you show up. So, but if not Kurt Angle, the two guys that you have there that could possibly fit into that role would be either Mark Henry, he was the Olympian, or God, I was about to say Zack Ryder, not Zack Ryder. What's the guy? Yeah, Jack Swagger. Yo, make him have a face turn, and just like I'm sick and tired of this. Matter of fact, if you remember, we told you we do history here. When Yokozuna first came into the WWF, and he was dominating everybody, and then all of a sudden they had they were on like the U.S. New Jersey or something in New York City or whatever, and Lex Luger was in WWF at the time, and it was like who can slam him, and Lex Luger was known as the Narcissus at the time. He was a heel at the time, you know, he put together, and he was dashing Cody Rhodes of 20 years ago, but he was better looking, better put together than Cody Rhodes. Then all of a sudden, Lex Luger showed up on the boat, and he picked Yokozuna up and he slammed him, rocked the world. Lex Luger's face was on the bus. He had a tour. He went everywhere. That was the biggest that we've ever seen Lex Luger. He was stupid because he left, went back to WCW, and wasn't as big as he was in WWF. That was just the stupid part right then and there. That you go around the country, your face is on a bus. And it was like the USA tour or whatever. It was him, the USA versus China, whatever. And there was a good feud. In order for Rusev to get over, you gotta have something like that. So I'm thinking Mark Henry's a little bit too slow, but he would match power Rusev. But then you have Jack Swagger, who is a great wrestler, by the way. He was NCAA champion, I think 4 times, and he would just go over as like the Patriot.
Two-time All-American.
So look for that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say Jack Swagger is gonna come back by then, because I'm thinking Rusev is gonna be one of these days. Rusev is gonna be like, we challenge anybody in the back. America sucks and stuff like that, and you're whatever. And then Jack Swagger and Zeb gonna come out and like, put your hand up, yeah, and whatever. And we the people and USA. I guarantee you, Jack Swagger will get over and he will be back. Are they gonna do it though? Maybe I should send another letter again.
Then the next match was supposed to be Bo Dallas versus Kofi Kingston, but Kane interrupted and beat Kofi Kingston up.
I still say Bo Lee is Bo Ring. Bo Ring. You gotta believe. He sounds like a broke preacher. You gotta believe.
I'm sorry, I just don't like Bo Dallas. He just gets up right there with his stupid smile. Bo Lee.
I'm gonna call him the Red Rooster of 2014. Look up Red Rooster. Matter of fact, look up what's that guy said? Not the Red Rooster, but Young Sam Houston. That's who he reminds me of. Just wait, it's just boring. I'm gonna send the left say, "Bullied is boring." Stop it.
All right, so then it was Bad News Barrett, and he beat Rob Van Dam for the Intercontinental Championship.
I fell asleep on that match. I thought it was pretty good from what I saw. I'm glad Barrett kept the title. I think he's better heel than Rob Van Dam would be a better face.
Then John Cena, which actually, this right here, I was surprised though, but John Cena did beat Bray Wyatt. I thought Cena was going to lose to, elevate him turning heel finally, but they had him win, or he won by attitude adjustment. Bray Wyatt threw some speakers and then put some tables on top so he couldn't get up. So,
Who wasn't on Raw the next day. I didn't see that match, but I heard, was the match okay?
Yeah, it was okay.
Would you agree? Would you give that match?
See?
It
was alright.
Alright, we're going to talk about Cena. I got some stuff I want to say about him. But basically what it looks like, the feud is over between him and Bray Wyatt. Because you remember when John Cena versus Randy Orton and Legacy, and that feud went on for a while, and then after John Cena finally beat him, I don't know what type of match it was, and then
I think it was an Iron Man match.
Then Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase went after John Cena, and he was like, "No, you're not ready yet. No, you haven't put in the time yet." This is one of the reasons why I can't stand John Cena. And you thought Luke Harper and Aaron Rowan was gonna go after him, but they didn't. They went after the Usos. So it kind of looks like that is done. I would have kept it going a little bit longer or whatever, especially if you're gonna make Cena go heel. But we'll talk about that.
The question is now, what's Bray Wyatt gonna do? Who's he gonna go after next?
I would say I would still go after Cena.
Alright, well then there was the Divas match, but whatever. Then...
Is Paige still the champion?
Yeah.
Okay. Who she beat?
Alicia Fox.
Oh, okay.
By submission. Then The Shield beat Evolution, and none of them were eliminated. And it was actually a pretty good match. Once again, Seth Rollins, it was him. The Shield, let me just say, the Shield were getting dominated throughout the match. They were getting torn apart. And I thought the Shield was gonna lose at first. But then after Seth Rollins, on top of the Triton Charm, dove off and landed on everybody, it's when the tide changed and the Shield came back and won.
Well, I mean, I knew the Shield was gonna win, but it was from what I saw, it was okay. It looks like a repeat of the Extreme Rules again, but it was okay.
And that was it.
So then we go into Monday Night Raw. All right, and what happened?
All right. Evolution opened up the show.
Yeah, so Batista quit.
But that's only because he can go promote his movie. Everyone knew.
So Batista quits, or whatever. So again, I guess that's that part-time thing that a lot of people are talking about. So that didn't really go. He quit like he left the last time. I quit, and then
he was like, Triple H came out and he was like, the Shield think it's over. It's not over. It's not over until I win, and like that. And Batista was like, no, I'm tired of facing the Shield. I want my championship match that you promised me. And he's like, no, you don't deserve it. And besides, you probably choke anyway. And so he quit.
Yeah, so again, I don't care. I didn't like Batista anyway. He wasn't really over with the fans.
Last night he was Blue-tista.
Yeah. And Batista, that's what I said. So then you had Bad News Barrett, Cesaro versus Rob Van Dam and Sheamus, which actually started off to be a pretty decent match. I did not like the fact of the way the match ended, with Cesaro running to go hug Paul Heyman. Come on, don't go that route. Cesaro's already over. Now you're making him look like a little punk. And then he walks out on Barrett. I was hoping Barrett was going to become a Paul Heyman guy. Him and Cesaro together, oh man, that would have been awesome. But he walks out on Barrett, leaves, Barrett gets the bro kick, frog splash, it's over. I didn't like that. So I'm going to give that a F, simply because of the way the match ended. I think it was just not really fair to Barrett, not fair to Cesaro that they're going to go that route. It's stupid when the guy's already over.
Then there's next after that was Damian Sandow dressed up as Lance Stevenson.
Another stupid part or whatever. And Big Show knocks him out. Who cares? Again,
Bo Dallas beat Kofi Kingston.
I don't like this. I don't like it. Why are you putting over a guy that obviously is not over? Again, him and Rusev. Let's just look at him. Let's look at the last three guys that just came into WWE, made their debut.
A lot of guys are coming now.
Rusev, Bo Dallas, and Adam Rose. Out of the three, Adam Rose is the top. I still don't like his entourage, stupid rabbit and that fat dude and that thing or whatever. He's more over with everyone else because he still reminds me of Jericho, just his persona. Rusev, no, has not got over because he hasn't fought the right competition yet. Bo Dallas, that's just stupid. And I got to give credit to JBL, but you got to believe, come on, it wasn't that inspirational. Trying to get him over, it's just not working with the crowd. When the guy comes out, nobody's really, they ain't even booing him. They just so bored when he comes out, it's like, oh, boo. I don't even care. They like just look. Matter of fact, look at the crowd when Bo Dallas come out. He comes out.
You hear some people saying something. I don't know if they're just talking, but
and then they get on their phone.
I don't know if it's just that if they're talking to each other, but they're saying something. I think they're just probably talking to each other. I don't know. I thought they come out. I read he's kind of getting like a mixed reaction at first, but
I need to get online when they do it. Say Bo Dallas is Bo Rain. Matter of fact, I tweeted that on the WWE Twitter page, Bo Ring, because it's unbelievable that this guy is that horrible. And I'm sorry, they need to take him.
He's done.
They need to take him back. And hey, let's come at it as somebody else. Let's just call him as Bow and Arrow, whatever. But Bo Leave is just Bo Ring again. And the fact that they put him over Kofi Kingston, get the heck out of here.
Anyway, next, we already addressed the Stephanie thing. With her saying that Dan Bryan.
And then you're gonna push it to another pay-per-view? I'm gonna give you to the next pay-per-view. So you're gonna give him 90 days now. That's just stupid. Look, again, you can't defend the title. You need to relinquish the title. Have a tournament for the number one contender, and then have a tournament to see who's gonna face, who's gonna be. Is it raining? Yeah. Who's gonna be the next world champion at the next pay-per-view when Daniel Bryan comes back? I mean, come on, he can get somebody to say, hey, I'm gonna stipulate, put it in a legal contract that says I give up this title, I get a title shot when I come back. Come on, Randy Orton has not got his title shot again. Batista ain't never got his. So I mean, come on. Give up the title, Daniel Bryan. Give up the title. I'm tired of it.
At first, I read that he was supposed to drop the titles last week on Raw. He was supposed to drop it, but he didn't. Then at Payback, he still did not drop the titles. And then Stephanie made this match. So I'm thinking either two things. There's with her two little options. He may be back and he may be ready by Money in the Bank.
He's not gonna be ready. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's not as bad as they thought. Maybe.
Okay, but here's the thing. Daniel Bryan got over for the simple fact that everyone liked his heart. That he never gave up. He kept fighting, he kept fighting, he kept fighting. When he finally beat Cena, yes, everybody was like, yes. Then they stripped him. He fought Randy Orton. He beat him. Yes. Then they took it again. He beat Randy Orton again. Yes. They took it again. Finally, WrestleMania, he did it. We're excited. Unfortunately, he got hurt. They can use this to play this in for the simple fact that, okay, we're stripping him of the title. He fights his way back up again.
But the thing is, he said he doesn't want to do that.
Then you strip him.
Look how he had to get up to the top. Look how long he had to go
Then
through.
Strip. Okay, first of all, Stephanie should just strip him. You can't defend the title. Strip him. The title is that we got a champion that can't defend it. I mean, come on. That's the bull crap that got the NWO WCW in trouble. Hulk Hogan didn't defend the title for almost 6 months. Look at Dean Ambrose. They defended the title in 6 years before he actually finally defended it. I mean, come on. The guy's hurt. He's hurt. Man, yeah, you can bring him on the screen. And like I said, the yes chants are lessening. And lessening. Okay, then. If he is popular as he is popular, then it'll all come up. It'll all come back when he returns. Again, that's the thing in the WWE, in wrestling. If you have a wave and you're riding that wave, the saddest thing is to get hurt.
That's the thing. He doesn't want to lose that wave.
Okay, but what's the point? You lost the wave because you can't wrestle. You making a 2-minute appearance. Yes, because I love the fans. And I want to defend the title, but I can't because my neck is hurt. But if I did, it would be yes. Come on, get the heck out of here with that. The fans... Look, the WWE Universe will turn on you in a minute. If it's bad, it's bad.
They will.
If it's bad, it's bad. Right now, this is bad. Bam. Put him out the picture. Bam. He come back. I guarantee you, he will get a huge pop. He will get a huge pop if he comes back.
Anyway, John Cena came out, said what he had to say.
Yeah.
To Stephanie.
Let's talk about this. This, as soon as he came out, I said it. This is the reason why I cannot stand John Cena. Why does he always think that he has to come out to try to save somebody to justify, you're not going to give Daniel Bryan a chance, right? Yeah, let's give the people on my side because I'm trying to push Daniel Bryan. We don't need you to push Daniel Bryan over. Daniel Bryan is already over. We don't need you to come out on his behalf. Come on, like Stephanie said when he came out, you're about just as much popular as I am right now. Nobody likes him. Get out of it. That's why I don't like John Cena. That is why 98% of the WWE Universe can't stand John Cena for the simple facts of stupid stuff like that. We don't need you to come out there and say anything about Daniel Bryan. We already know. You're just out there trying to get in their face to make them mad so you can get another title shot, which you have not earned.
Well, he did just beat Bray Wyatt in the last man standing.
Bray Wyatt, last time I looked, doesn't have a title. But last time I looked, you got 2 other champions that were underneath the world's title. That will be Sheamus. That will be Bad News Barrett. So if Daniel Bryan is ranked number 1, number 2 would be the Intercontinental Champion, number 3 would be the United States Heavyweight Champion. Then you can have John Cena. But I'm sorry, you beating Bray Wyatt does not put you up there for a title shot because you haven't beat the 2 guys that have titles to get in that title. Which is why I said again, if you want to give John Cena a title shot, strip Daniel Bryan of the world title, and then have a tournament. John Cena can put it in, like the Money in the Bank tournament. Have something like that to see who's going to be the number 1 contender or whatever. Okay. But all this bull crap, whatever, that's why I can't stand John Cena. You suck.
The problem with that is, he's a 14-time world champion. Why does he need to go after the Intercontinental Championship? Why does he need to go after the United States?
I didn't say he needs to have.
But you said there's 2 other championships he can go for.
Okay, but again, you beating Bray Wyatt doesn't put you in line for a title. Because last time I looked, you beat Bray Wyatt. Okay, should Bray Wyatt have been in a line for a title shot then after he beat John Cena at Extreme Rules?
Yeah.
No, but he wasn't.
Okay, he wasn't because he was still feuding with Cena. But if you can beat a former world champion, which Bray Wyatt has done,
okay,
he's beaten Bryan, he's beaten Kane, and he's beaten and he's beaten Daniel Bryan.
But again, he's only out there for his own self-interest, but he's trying to hide behind the fact that he's pushing Daniel Bryan over. Give him a shot, you're not going to do it, and trying to get on the people. He's that guy in the crowd that you just like, go sit your behind down somewhere. It's that one guy that just such an idiot that just gets out there in front of everybody and just, yeah, you suck. And then try to get everybody to come along with him. Come on, everybody. Come on. Right? Am I right? That's what John Cena does. Man, get out of here with that.
Anyway, then he had a match with Kane and he won by disqualification. Then the Lost Matadors beat Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre.
Again, who cares?
Another Divas match.
Who cares?
Adam Rose beat Jack Swagger.
I'm a little bit tired of this already.
I thought this match was going to be a Payback, but it was on SmackDown. And the way he beat Jack Swagger on SmackDown. I was like, what? What kind of pit is that? But whatever. So then the Usos lost to Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
That was my match of the night. The Usos versus the Wyatts. I thought that was my match of the night for Raw. It was a very good tag team match. I love the continuity of the Wyatts, and that match is what you need, and that type of tag team match is what you need in WWE to get the tag team division back to where it used to be. But I mean, right now all you got is those two and dumb right back. So I mean, come on. And I guess now we're gonna Goldust is gonna now try to find a partner every week to see who he's gonna go with or whatever. I don't know.
Then Dolph Ziggler lost to Alberto Del Rio.
Also a pretty good match. It's for the money in the bank. Okay.
Alright, then Sin Cara and Goldust lost to
Ryback. So
yeah.
Oh, did you hear? The fans were chanting Goldberg, and then Ryback was like, "Shut up!" But the people started chanting Goldberg again, so
they chant him every time he's in the ring. Goldberg. All right. Then the Russian Hero Award ceremony.
That was stupid. Again, you had a perfect opportunity for somebody to run out and interrupt that, but they didn't.
I thought Big E was gonna come out, or somebody else.
I think Big E had his moment last night at Payback, and he didn't get it done. So now we move on and find somebody else.
I think the next guy should
the Great White Hope.
Now I guess the next guy to go up is Mark Henry because he hasn't faced him yet. And then we finally move on to the main event, or I like to call the shock of the night. It was supposed to be Roman Reigns against Randy Orton. The Shield come out first. They brag about winning, beating Evolution again, and how none of them got eliminated, and they all eliminated who they said they wanted to eliminate. Seth Rollins said he wanted to eliminate Batista. He eliminated him. Dean Ambrose said he wanted to eliminate Randy Orton. He eliminated him. And Roman Reigns pinned Triple H just to build up their match later on in SummerSlam for these two. And then Triple H comes out with Randy Orton. He's like, I have a plan B. I always got a plan B. With his sledgehammer in hand. And then Seth Rollins quits the Shield and attacks his partners.
You knew it was Seth Rollins when he goes out and gets the two chairs. You knew it was him. Because notice Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns did not pay any attention to what Seth Rollins was doing. So when they first came out, and everyone remember what Triple H said, and then you got a plan B. And then all of a sudden, he gets that, and then you knew that's what was going to happen. That it was going to be. I would have, if you would have told me what was going to happen and who you think it was going to be, I would have said Dean.
Yeah, I would have said Dean. I thought it was going to be Dean.
But Seth Rollins, okay, when they come down and the camera folk gave too much attention to him, then I knew it was him. So where are they going to go with that? I don't like the fact that they broke up the Shield. So the Shield obviously are officially broken up.
I knew that everything can't stay together. That just doesn't happen. But how the Shield broke up, I just didn't like it like that. I thought at least that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins were going to turn on Roman Reigns, and that's how they broke up. But just to have Seth Rollins turn on him and join Evolution, I don't know.
If they bring back the Cruiserweight, Seth Rollins will be a great Cruiserweight wrestler, by the way. So, overall, I give Raw a B. B minus.
B minus close to C.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about what happened. What happened to him. So, there's a few guys. First one, let's just talk about Kofi Kingston. He lost to Bo Stinkin' Dallas. What happened to Kofi Kingston? What did he do? Now, to me, Kofi Kingston is a great competitor. Is he a main eventer? He can be. He has shown glimpses that he can be. See the feud with Randy Orton. Awesome feud that lasted about 2 months, I think it was. Kofi Kingston rose to the occasion. And he met Randy Orton with the same hostility that that was actually where Randy Orton first became the Legend Killer, I think it was.
He was the Legend Killer first.
When he first became the Legend Killer, he did something to embarrass Kofi Kingston, and Kofi Kingston came back, beat the heck out of Randy Orton, took him into the crowd, then laid him on the table and jumped down off the stage and on him, and everybody was like, oh man, this is the Kofi Kingston we want to see. I think the same thing when he first beat Barrett for the title, Intercontinental title. Kofi Kingston, they were talking about, he's just not, as good or whatever, but he rose to the occasion. So again, my question is, what happened that he's now doing a job to Bo Dallas to get him over? That just boggles the mind. He gets beat up by Kane on Extreme Rules.
Payback.
Payback. Don't quite understand it. Another guy, Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Here's a guy that was world champion, was in line for a world champion, broke up with Vicky, and was still relevant. And then all of a sudden, he just fell off the face of the earth. I'm here to show the world. I haven't seen nothing. What did he do? What happened?
He does give, I will say, even though he's on his little whatever, he still does give incredible matches. It's just...
Exactly. His matches are great. So what in the world happened that he's pushed to either being on any pay-per-view, being the opening for a match, or somewhere in the mid, not even like close to the main event or whatever. Matter of fact, who was he fighting against a couple weeks ago on SmackDown?
Batista.
Yeah, Batista. I thought that was pretty good matches that he had with Batista that had the potential to put him back in the limelight or put him back as relevant, being near the main card. But again, what happened to Dolph Ziggler? Who else? Drew McIntyre. That's Drew Rosenhaus. He's the agent. Drew McIntyre. He's the heir apparent. Vince McMahon dubbed him. He was the next great thing that was coming in.
He called him the chosen one. Vince McMahon's hand.
What was his first title?
Intercontinental Champion.
He won the IC channel. I actually liked his music, by the way. His entrance, his theme music. Something happened after he lost. Who did he lose the title to? Kofi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lost the title to Kofi. Again. Then he got on this losing streak where he just couldn't win a match. Then he left for a while. Then he came back. Then he joined 3MB, which I think is just stupid. Matter of fact, I look at him. Let's look at 3MB for real quick. I look at Drew McIntyre. I look at what's the guy named Keith Slater, and Jinder Mahal. I'm gonna throw him in the mix. What happened? He came in. He was feuding with Great Khali, which turns out he's the big brother or whatever, this, that, and the other. Again, had a little feud thing going on there, but again, this is what he's resulted to. I call it a clown act. They're clowns, man. They're not good competitors. So again, McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, what in the world happened to them? Let's go. Who else? Cody Rhodes.
He did have a little pop going.
One of the best Intercontinental title champions, I think. He's probably in top 10. Great champion. But again, what happened? Got on that little streak with the Rhodes versus the McMahons thing, which was pretty good. I didn't like Dashing Cody Rhodes. Who was the other guy before him? The one with the beard. I didn't really like him with Rhodes Scholars. But again, what happened to Cody Rhodes? So much potential, but I don't know what happened. Who else? Zack Ryder.
Oh, yes.
What happened to... This is why I like Zack Ryder. he created his own buzz when he was the social media champion. I think he still has that belt. They got Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and he has that belt. I was thinking that they should actually made that into a belt. But they didn't. He had so much buzz that he had a title shot. He was getting main event statuses on Raw. I think John Cena ruined that for him, trying to get him over. But now he's doing jobs. He's coming out. He's a joke. He's barely on television anymore. But Zack Ryder's put together. Again,
Santino.
I don't consider Santino. Santino was never there for me. I'm sorry. He was never there. Not the guys that we just named. You gonna put Santino in that conversation? Like what happened? No, Santino was the same joke that he is now. He's funny. I'll give him that. He's funny. But putting him up with the guys that I just named, as far as like what happened, you had like almost main event status, but you had like next to main event status. Santino, I would not put in that category.
Well, he was a good mid-card player. I'll say that at least.
I wouldn't even call him a good mid-card, maybe early mid-card. He would probably be the second or third match into a whatever. But definitely not up with the guys that were named. Who else? Big Show. Big Show came out Monday night.
He hasn't done anything since
what
his feud with Triple H
happened
when he got fired.
To Big Show?
World's largest athlete.
Came into WWE, took it by storm. I think that movie might have did him, man, when he was that big Edbert guy or whatever, and he was farting on the bus or whatever. He was retarded or something like that. But anyway, Big Show, what happened to him? He had some pop. His feud with Mark Henry was good. I love the feud that he had with Mark Henry. The superplex off the top of the rope and it broke the ring.
Yep, that was good.
That was good. But ever since then, what happened to Big Show?
He had a good feud with Del Rio over the title too a little bit. It was pretty good.
Yeah, but where's he at now? He's pushed to doing skits with Damien Sandow. So who else? What happened? Let's see. Mark Henry. What happened to Mark Henry? He had the feud with John Cena, and it was just lasted a day. Then it was over. Then he's been gone. I think he was teaming with Big Show for one point. Then I think he teamed with was it Big E?
He teamed with Big E.
And then we heard nothing from that. Is he hurt again?
He's not hurt.
I'm gonna call him the Kevin Nash of the WWE. Always hurt.
I thought he was supposed to face Big E because they were talking about it, Big E versus Mark Henry.
That wouldn't really get any juice flowing or whatever, or anything like that. Big E, Mark Henry versus Rusev, maybe. Who else? A wrestler that, like you're saying, hey, what happened to this guy? I really can't say Goldust because Goldust hasn't been relevant in years. Not like when he first came in the WWE. Who else?
Christian.
Well, Christian's hurt.
Well, he's always hurt, but whenever he comes, you know, that feud with Randy Orton in the summer, a couple summers ago.
Yeah.
After that, it was just one more match, and ever since then, he was getting hurt.
That's where the body lets you know, hey, it's time to quit. When you can't stay healthy and doing what you love to do. That's when it's time to quit. I think that's about it as far as wrestlers. I mean, you have a lot of good guys, crop of wrestlers coming up from NXT. I did see Ric Flair's daughter. She does look like Ric Flair, or Charlotte. I saw her face. What's the girl? Bret Hart's niece. Natalia. It was a pretty good match. She won. I actually did watch TNA last week. I recorded it and I watched it. And just as I said, they give these guys too much mic time. WWE, a guy made the good ones. No, not the good, the okay ones. They may give 5 minutes or something like this. TNA gives you about a 20-minute to talk on the mic. And it's just like nobody in the arena is paying attention to what's going on.
So then why are they going?
So you got, because if they can't make it in WWE, back in the day it was okay. I can't make it here, maybe I go to WCW. You had that shot. Now it's only, as far as on air wrestling, you only have WWE and you got TNA that's on national television. Other than that, you have guys going to the indie leagues, and that's a pay by appearance basis, or you go to New Japan Wrestling. But I watched it, and you know, Big E, what's the other guy's name? I can't think of his name, but two black guys with MVP. Can't think of his name, but they're this new faction, kind of Shield-like, and they're taking over. They don't even have a name yet. That's just how bad it is. God, his name is right on the tip of my tongue. He was in the WWE.
Sean Benjamin?
No. He's real built. He actually was he's a mixed martial art fighter as well.
I'm trying to think of another big guy. Ezekiel Jackson?
No, not Ezekiel. Whatever happened to him?
Oh, he quit. No, I think he got released.
Yeah. MVP TNA faction. So I watched it, and MVP, his two guys, then Dixie Carter, Bobby Lashley, that's his name, Bobby Lashley and Kenny King. They're an MVP's faction. Don't know what the name of their faction is, but they came out, they're running their mouth, and then they're running their mouth with Dixie Carter. It's like, it's scripted, but everything is scripted, but you can tell this is scripted. It's like, I think you're suck, and you're really not a good manager, and I should be in charge. And then Dixie Carter's like, okay, it's my turn now. My turn? Okay. And I think that you suck, and I really should be in charge. That is when and the people were sitting there like this. And they talk for about a good 10 minutes, and then Bubba Ray, wherever he's Bully Ray, when he comes down, I want to put you through a table. That's what I want to do. And again, the people, they're not responding to him. And he's like, how many people want to see me put this? It's like 10 of them like, yeah. So they're not responding because they're giving them too much mic time versus more action. They're talking too much. TNA was about action first. Before, and now they're talking too much. Talking too much. And that's my problem. I don't even know who the guy is that is the world heavyweight champion there. He looks like a smaller version of Macho Man. But again, I watched it, and I gotta say, no wonder they are not that good, because I'm trying to really think. Yeah, they're just not that good as far as entertainment wise. And apparently they're right here in Orlando. They're at Universal Studios. Where they do their TNA matches. Maybe we might have to go check it out one day. But I think I would choose, if I had my choice, NXT versus NXT. I would choose NXT. It looks like it just has better action, whatever, over there. But I did watch TNA. I told you I would, and I didn't like it. My critique of it is that they talk too much. There's a song on ESPN that says, you got a big mouth. They talk too much. It's like that rap song, you talk too much. Homeboy, you never shut up. That's the problem with TNA. They talk too much. Talk too much. And the action wasn't really that good. Although Kenny King has a nice move. I don't know what he calls it. It is a nice move. It kind of starts off, it looks like Winds of Change, or it looks like it's going to be a RKO or some type, but he does it in a totally different way, which I do like.
Alright, I'm going to give you guys...
So here's the lowdown for SmackDown.
Real quick.
It's the lowdown for SmackDown. Come on, get it right, man.
That's what I said. Anyway, so for whole SmackDown, I'm giving it a C. It still wasn't that bad. So SmackDown opens up with the Shield coming down, and they cut in a promo about how they're gonna beat, Evolution at Payback, and everything like that, which they did. And then so that was that. Gave it a C because it was alright. Then Cesaro beat Kobe Kingston in a match. I don't remember it that well, but I don't know. But that was that. Then Bo Dallas beat Xavier Woods because he said he wasn't a believer, just like me. I'm not a believer, and he beat us, so I get that a D. Then El Torito beat Jinder Mahal again. I didn't want to see that, so it was a D. Sheamus beat Wade Barrett. Now that was a good match right there between Sheamus and to see champion versus champion match. See who had the bragging rights, and Sheamus won by bro kick after countering Wade Barrett's move. I can't remember what it's called though. After counting Wasteland. Big E beat Titus O'Neil, and what's his name? Rusev and Lana was out there watching him, whatever like that. So I gave that match a D. Adam Rose beat Jack Swagger, and I was kind of disappointed by the way he beat him after those two interrupting each other week after week. I thought it was going to be a good match, but it wasn't, so I gave that a D. And then Bray Wyatt beat Jimmy Uso in a last man standing match, and that was pretty good, so I gave that a B. I think SmackDown's trying to step it up a bit because, for a while they kind of sucked and it wasn't really good.
I think,
but they're trying
remember
to step it up.
when I think John Cena, who was the title? It was somebody who was at a World Heavyweight title, and they got drafted this Raw. So then you had John Cena, I think he was on Raw at the time, and somebody else got drafted to Raw. So we had both titles. And then Teddy Long, who was the GM, had created a new belt, a new SmackDown title. And they were going to unveil it, but then I'm trying to think, somebody got late last night, got traded back to SmackDown, and they had the title or something like that. So I don't know. It was maybe, I don't know who's the GM of SmackDown, Vicky, right? Mm-hmm. She needs to come up with a title like Teddy Long did, because I don't think the guys have a great opportunity to really showcase who they are like Alberto Del Rio did.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that was up there too, 3-time world champion.
I mean, because it's basically going back to what it used to be, where you only got enough room for just one champion versus having 2 champions. I don't want to see. It's just, I don't want to see John Cena in the main event every day on pay-per-view. I don't want to see Randy Orton or Daniel Bryan or Triple H, the same guys, in the main event every week.
That's just what the WWE does now. They keep the same guys at the top.
And remember when they had Raw versus SmackDown? Oh, that was exciting because you took pride in your own brand. And when they had that, I think they did they do it in the pay-per-view, or was it Monday Night Raw?
Bragging rights.
Bragging rights. I love that. SmackDown always won.
Mm-hmm. I was always rooting for SmackDown. But, I will say when Triple H first merged the brands back together, and it was Raw Super Show and allowing people to come back and forth to the show, whatever, I will say I was excited at first. I was like, all right, cool. So now they can go back and forth. And even when he merged the titles, the World Heavyweight Championship and the WWE Championship into one, that was exciting too because it was talked about. But now it's just like a lot of good guys like Dolph Ziggler and Alberto Del Rio and The Big Show and Mark Henry just don't get their moment to shine anymore because it's all about Daniel Bryan and John Cena and Randy Orton and Batista. It's all about them now. It's not about giving nobody else a chance. Like,
it's the NWO all over again. So
they need to go back to their old ways because that's what worked and that's what's best for business.
But SmackDown, Payback to Raw. If I put them all 3 together, I would give it an A. All 3 combined as one, I would give it an A. Because then you had the shock value of Seth Rollins turning on the Shield. It
wasn't the greatest shock value when Taker lost.
And you had the the good matches from Cesaro and Sheamus and on SmackDown. So I would give all 3 or whatever. So we'll see. But that's going to be it for Talking About Wrestling. For Stephen J. and Simply Steve. Matter of fact, so you graduated now. He's not going to be here next week. He's off to college. So I'm going to be doing the show maybe by myself, or maybe I might get one of my other sons to come do it with me. But he's not going to be here anymore. So this is his last show. You have anything to say?
See ya.
Psych. Stephen J. Simply Steve. Talking About Wrestling. And we out. Peace.